What's good, everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. We are coming live to you from Indianapolis. It's about the best view we're going to get here. Um, there he is. Let's
I
go.
want to do the LeBron thing.
Just keep, just keep. Oh, you go down. Go down. You might see Jordan Elliott or Jason Aponte pop in and photobomb, but we're getting Warden in the chat. Gang at the combine. Let's go. We see the squad. Combine's up. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing fine. Everyone's doing well. They just did the 40, and looks like we're going to get some on-field drills. So that's going to be dope. Which tight ends did you like, amateur? I saw Hayward out here. Hayward's balling. We saw Dolich run too. Dolich looked good.
Trey McBride's a baller. He can run. He don't got to.
Tight ends that I liked what Dolich did. Again, Connor Hayward, I don't know what position he's going to play in the NFL. I don't know if he's going to be an H-back. I don't know if he's going to be a fullback tight end. But I really do like what he brings to the table. He just seems like a football player. Ran decently. Bellinger looked pretty good. For you guys, right to my immediate right, we have two players, Lucetta out of Penn State and Haskell out of Ohio State. Actually had Haskell in my recent mock draft. They're literally right next to us, taken in the combine. I'll get you guys a little view. So he's talking to Dwayne Haskell, defensive tackle, Ohio State, and Lucetta, D-end from Penn State. So Jordan's getting the insight right now on both Haskell and Lucetta. So those guys are going to be both future NFL players. Both guys are going to be good. Both could be potentially mid-round players. I like Haskell's skill set. I think Haskell, again, I took him in a mock for a reason. But yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's anyone and everyone you can think of in the NFL is here. You're running them into them in the streets, whether it's passing by, walking past. It's nuts, man. There's a 49er scout to our left.
Yep.
We're surrounded. We are surrounded. Quick little pan of, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Aponte. We got Shoe down there, Rob Shoes in that orange, another 49ers content creator. See, we got the stadium.
Here's Hayward. That was Hayward.
Oh, we caught it. So they're doing on-field drills right now. Charlie Kohler out making catches down the seam, essentially.
It's all tight ends right now.
Oh, Isaiah Likely. This is a guy that is someone that I haven't watched yet, but I know is someone that I really
Trey.
want to pay attention to. Trey McBride coming on up.
Love Trey.
Good catch over the shoulder. Low key, I think you're gonna find some tight ends in this class. I don't think it's gonna be a class where you're looking at it and it's like super top heavy or anything. It's not gonna be like the 2017 tight end class at all. But there are some talented guys here that could go under the radar, could make a difference. Um, Ellis says, "Why shoe by himself?" He's getting premium angles. He's you can see him. He's right down there. He's getting premium angles. He wanted the better field position, get better views and angles, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But yeah, man, it's been a. I've only been here. This is really my first day here. It's been absolute pleasure. Jason and I talked to Mr. Cook, Dalvin's little brother. Jason asked James Cook, Georgia running back, if the 49ers have met, and that is a big yes. Another win, at least for fans, because I think if the 49ers were able to get James Cook onto the roster, he would be a great addition.
He'd fit.
Jordan also asked Christian Watson, North Dakota State wide receiver, if he had met with the 49ers, and that was also a go. So the 49ers have been meeting with a bunch of guys clearly. But Jordan also let me know one of my favorites, Donovan West, center out of ASU. The 49ers did not meet with him here yet at the Combine. So something to monitor. But, man, it's been a blast here. It's been a lot of good stuff. Can't wait. I don't know when Christian Watson's going to run. I mean, this Combine today is going to be ends at 11 p.m.
Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends today.
Yeah, Eastern time. So there's time. Right now, what they're doing is they're doing blocking drills. So they're trying to see which one of these tight ends is just a receiver, maybe just a blocker. The tight end workouts at the Combine, just to give a little story, is actually where George Kittle became a draft crush, because I knew George going into the Combine as a blocker, and probably one of the most dominant blockers in the class at that point. And I would have considered him the most dominant blocker out of offensive linemen in the 2017 class as well. And, you know, when people say, like, oh, it's a Combine, what are you going to really gain from it? I had seen George as a blocker on tape and primarily as a blocker, and I didn't really do a ton of study. But when George came out to the Combine, ran a 4.52, showed the ball skills, catching passes, looking like a fluid athlete, really fluid in and out of his breaks. That's what forced me to really study Mr. Greg Kittle. And once I dove into the actual tape of George and gave him my concerted effort and time, you could see on tape that he was just underutilized as a wide receiver at Iowa, which is the exact reason why I comped him to Greg Olsen coming out, because if you looked at him from a production standpoint, 800 yards over 4 years, after Greg Olsen just put 3 back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. I got a lot of flack for that, but the reason why was it was a traits comp, because when you look at George Kittle's comp or George Kittle's traits and what he was good at, I saw a lot of similarities to how that would translate into what Greg Olsen did. So that's why the Combine is beneficial. Like, again, you hear a lot about, oh, it's just dudes running around in underwear. you get a really good sense of where they are at with traits. Clearly, this is a measurables event. It gives you an idea to at least like get a baseline of what these guys are looking like. So that's what at least you can try to gain from this with the tight ends going. Like you can, like Jeremiah Hall just went. He was having some trouble with the bag. Doesn't look like a strong blocker. Hips were not the best.
Especially after this year, I think it's say that.
Well, I mean,
But
Yeah. Wilson's been down.
this is some fun stuff. I like this. With Connor Hayward, legend. Connor Hayward, legend.
That's crazy that they both come out the same team.
He did pretty well on that bag. I ain't gonna lie.
Ohio State, man.
So, what position or like what prospects are you guys looking for? Who are you guys looking for in the chat? Drop it in the chat. Who are you guys thinking of?
It's so funny they move it. That would work. And I didn't pick 3 guys.
Cap asked me who I'm looking for. Let me pull up a list so I got all the names.
Khalil
in front of me.
Shakir.
Yes.
No. He said, who's he looking for a wide receiver?
Jason said Khalil Kerr, Boise State, wide receiver, absolutely a boy. That guy that we talked about on the mock show, Tompkins out of Utah State. I'm interested to see what he measures at, if he really is 5'8", or if he's a 5'6" guy. Obviously, Christian Watson is going
Calvin
to
Austin.
be a guy. Calvin Austin's going to be a guy. Calvin Austin out of Memphis blew up the Senior Bowl. Jason, Jordan, any other wide receivers you guys are looking out for today? The chat's wanting. Tolbert from Jacksonville.
Sky Moore. Traylon Burks.
Sky Moore out of Western Michigan.
Burks.
I like Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks out of Arkansas. We think he's probably one of the best wide receivers.
Yeah, he is,
In the
but I just want to
NFL.
see. I want to see what his 40 is.
I want to see the
Right,
Raiders.
because that's the knock on Burks, is he could be a little stiff.
Yeah.
So guys like Burks can show up today and really kind of put some narratives to rest. Again, today's big traits day. Just get a baseline idea. Are they fast? Are they twitchy? Are they quick? Do they lack in functional strength? And those types of things. So it's a good measuring stick here. It is a good measuring stick here. Yeah, we were talking about Burks. Justin saying to keep an eye out for Tyquan Thornton out of Baylor.
I believe him.
Someone to look out for. Luke Fortner is a guy that I need to get my eyes on for sure. Dotson. People are saying look out for Jahan Dotson. I'm excited to see where he goes, because when we did our live mock, he slid to us at 61. I'm not sure he's going to go there. But today's going to be a good day for him to build some stock. Stonks. Eddie V said, are we going to run the 40? He's got his money on Jordan.
Yeah, it's probably tell Eddie V he's gonna win some money.
Eddie V's
Start doing the Vince
Hey,
McMahon
Eddie,
money
Jordan-
that man's about to get some bread.
Jordan said you're gonna win. He's gonna win you some money, because if you put the money on Jordan to win the 40, he's gonna get you. So I think we all agree, though, too. I think we can all concur that Jordan would win a 40. Who's gonna win short shuttle, though?
I think I have short area quickness, because I don't have any sort of quickness at all. So
My short shuttle's underrated.
I believe that.
7 cone drill. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Ask the 49ers faithful how they feel about Mitchell Trubisky being their new quarterback too.
James says Brad gets a head start on the 40. I'll get a little 10-yard split. That makes sense. Ginger Williams, I like the name already.
Ginge.
I like that already. Parham, yep, someone out of Kansas State to look at. Trevor Penning, he's going to be a first rounder. He reminds me a lot of Dalton Reisner from a mentality standpoint. Just some dogs on the offensive line. You like to see it. You don't get a ton of dogs on the offensive line. So when you get one, grab him and cherish him.
Mitchell Trubisky at QB2. Get ready for it.
Aponte saying, get ready for Mitchell Trubisky, QB2.
Season.
He said coming soon. They're running the gauntlet, it looks like. Oh.
Who is that?
So we got our first live action that is getting some passes, some catching. Gotta love it. Elvis is saying his money's on Jason to win the 40.
I love it, Elvis.
Jason said he loves it. Ooh, who's this guy?
That was smooth.
Who is that?
That was silky smooth.
That was real smooth.
Allen.
Ooh, see? Noted. I gotta get my too much double test.
Dropped it.
They asked what we ate at the Yard House. They said
Shrimp tacos, baby.
Jason got shrimp
Shrimp
tacos.
tacos. This is
This
how you do me.
I had you all over
I
for
had
fish
y'all
stuff.
over for fish time for two.
Yo, man, I'm not feeling so good.
I'm gonna die right now, probably.
Hot man. Hey, Matheson.
He goes, I don't
Matheson.
want to. He goes, I don't want
Hey,
to. He
Matheson.
goes, that's good, man. I don't feel so good, man. I'm kind of tired.
So your draft coverage will get your potential movie references here or there.
You want to wear my vest? Smell good.
Bro.
6,400 now.
What am I doing? If you guys want to join the party.
No.
No, man.
No. You don't want mine now.
I tried to get Jordan and Jason on for you guys. They're not about it.
Look, security was looking.
JC said, sounds like Rich.
It is rich.
It's exactly Rich. Oh. Way to recover.
Indiana boy. All right, Connor Hayward.
My
You know what I
boy.
like from Indiana is Freifogel, the receiver.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Catch
Mr.
his body.
Mr. H-back.
Nice. That's nice. Okay.
Connor Hayward just ran the gauntlet. We got Curtis Hodges out of Arizona State. Do you know who Allen is or what his name is or where
Chase
he's
Allen?
from?
Chase Allen.
Was that Chase
Iowa
Allen?
State.
Was that the guy you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, right here. Number 2.
Yeah, he was nice.
I asked him if he met with the Niners. He said yeah, and I didn't ask any further. And he was like, it went really well. So,
Ooh.
I mean, Ross Willie isn't good. So, I mean,
Isaiah Likely.
oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
I'm
Sorry, Ross.
not. No, I'm not kidding.
Ooh, way to
That was
get
a
it.
little.
First drop.
Oh wait, here we
I
go.
hear
we
Trey
go.
McBride.
Oh, McBride Hive. McBride's going right now. So he's been
so good.
the consensus number 1.
Yeah, he's so good.
Jason, you asked him something, right?
Yeah, I asked him about would he love to be a 49er, and he said he absolutely would. But Jordan was the one who asked him about direct comp, and he mentioned George Kittle
So Jason asked McBride
at the Senior Bowl.
at the Senior Bowl Okay. All right. Sorry about that. You guys got me. I'm running the live off a personal hotspot on my phone, so bear with me. But we back. Probably to be kicked off in a little bit. Did Allen already go? He was number 2, right?
Yeah, he went 2.
Damn.
But they're not going in order. Oh, they're going from right to left. Oh, okay, okay.
All right, let's see. That was Greg Dulwich who just went. Looked pretty good for what I saw. Jake Ferguson's been someone I've been intrigued by as a tight end. Ooh, way to snag that
Good
one.
hands.
All right. Jake Ferguson looked pretty good. 1,600 reception yards. Jeremiah Hall, Oklahoma State going up. He definitely looks like kind of like a body catcher a little bit.
A little bit.
He was trying to catch with his hands. Peyton Hendershot, local boy, Indiana.
Let's go Indiana.
Not bad. My 6-foot son,
Connor.
running back, fullback, tight end.
He looks slow at the break.
No, that's the thing. Is like nothing about him looks like an athlete.
But he routed dudes
He's
up
a football player.
But he routed dudes up in movement.
And he would high point the crap out of you. He'll go get the ball. He's just an athlete. And I had no idea that his brother was Cameron Hayward.
That's a football family. That's football royalty right there.
I mean, it makes sense that he's a football player.
Right, his pops too.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense that he's just a football player. Just he wasn't blessed with the measurable aspect of it. I appreciate you, JC.
Yeah.
Thanks for hopping in, my boy.
Yo, Eagles coach. Sirianni, right behind us. Eagles coach.
Eagles head coach. You gotta wait a second.
You're good.
Which one in the hat? Or no, behind
The one
him?
without the hat.
Last guy in the back is the Eagles head coach. So if you guys see these guys walking, Jason pointed out that the guy, Jordan, pointed out that that's Sirianni's, the Eagles head coach. So as we've talked about, you never know who's going to walk by you.
Some of these, they're throwing harder for other guys than they are for, some of these dudes are they're throwing softly.
Some of them, they're just
throwing
pegging
darts
it.
at Yeah, dude.
Well, not everyone throwing is a prospect, right? You guys can probably hear the fans. Got a good amount of fans in here. Oh, we got broad jump down there. They're doing broad jump down there. So, are those wide receivers? Why is the camera? I don't know. I just don't know if it's focused. It's not like it's, I got a fantastic. Is that a little better? Yeah, definitely don't have a high-tech camera, that's for sure. But hopefully got the blur situation a little bit better. What do we got now? So tight ends are still doing on-field drills. Excited to get some of these receivers going. I can walk down towards the front. I might have to. And this is also a good point. You could literally be watching it on NFL Network and just be using this like a live chat, basically. If you want the real good coverage, you could definitely have the NFL stream on and just be using this as a chat, essentially. Something to keep in mind. All right, so number 2's coming up. Chase Allen looked good in the gauntlet. He looks fluid.
Yeah.
Feature Niner called it first.
Nice.
Jordan had it first, just so we're all
Get
clear.
worked.
Get cooked.
Get cooked.
But that's why Jordan's got an eye for scouting. Yeah, soon we'll have we'll be in connection with the NFL, and they'll let me bring in all my major camera gear, and we'll get you much better shots in the coming up years.
So you just like not on camera now? Or what?
No, it's just,
I just got it hid in case someone like.
It's crazy to think about that fast. I wonder if mine's still up. I think that for live streams, though, it's different if you like record stuff.
yeah.
Ooh, give me Connor, bro. I don't even know what role he'd play. I just want him.
Be better than Dwelly. Sorry.
This man's catching strays.
Catching strays left and right.
Russ only sitting in his house right now, like, what did I do?
Yeah, let's let me tap into the live real quick.
Getting cooked by 2 guys off camera.
Nah, dude, what was the worst when we were doing lives when like the 49ers weren't doing good and like players and like coaches were hopping into the live? It's like,
Can't slander you guys.
it's like I want to be like
Critical.
honest and critical, but it's like that was sick.
Or when Eric Davis told me to keep talking when I was going in on
Yeah,
Justin Fields,
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's lit.
Yeah.
When Mike Finn got cooked by Merton Hanks.
So that's my guy.
Rumor has it that's why he doesn't have
That's
his
why
Twitter
he's not
anymore.
with it anymore.
Do you know he's in my comments on Instagram?
Oh, yeah, he's on IG. Yeah, nice.
I'm just saying, how many people in the world are named Merton Hanks talk about this?
He was like, Merton Hanks wouldn't know, and he's like, he was like, I literally played for the team. But
I literally played for the team.
I literally was on that team.
What do you know about it, pal?
He was like, you think Merton Hanks? He's like, what do you know about it? He was like, I played for them. I was like, holy shit, man.
He said it with his whole chest. Dude.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
All right, so I hear you guys. I'll get closer.
Hey, they got the ESPN set up over there too.
I'll get
Yeah, no, I wanna go
closer.
see Mina.
But I'm gonna bring down the stream real quick.
Damn.
I need to find
And then
Look,
I'll walk.
the official for yo,
Walk
Connor
closer.
6 472.
All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna try to levitate real quick.
I'm gonna be like, that's an L tape. That's such a L.
Let me see
You're
how
a child
I want to
also,
do
and I was like,
this.
and me to work your ass all the time, bro. I was
Actually-
like, how's it feel to
And
get
get a job plus
and
L
get a
plus
job
ratio.
plus L plus ratio.
Actually, I'm gonna stay here. I lied. I've decided I'm staying
I love that response. L
because,
plus
to
get
be
a job
honest, this
plus
is a
L
wide. It's a
plus
wide
L.
angle camera, so the wide angle isn't gonna improve
That's what I
much.
meant.
It's not gonna improve.
I was like
Dramatically
L
at
plus
all.
ratio. Yeah, I was like L plus ratio
So-
plus proximal gear boots.
We'll stay here. But like I said, watch it on NFL Network. Mute it, because we know you really want to listen to this commentary the most. But let's see, what else do we got? What are they getting ready to do? This is, see how they are in and out of their breaks. Chase Allen again. Not ultra fluid out of the break. Not bad though. Not bad though. All right. Ooh. Want to catch that one. You don't want to see guys slide coming out of their breaks. Typically means they're not chopping it down well enough. They're kind of striding it into their break and can tend to get a slip. Essentially trying to see, we got Connor Hayward coming up. You want to see him break it down, be efficient with their movement, pop right back out, which Connor just did. Ooh. Give me Hayward, bro.
Okay, so McBride and Kittle have basically the same measurables and the same bench.
Do they?
Yeah.
What did McBride run in his 40? Is he in the 4.6s?
Let me check. Did he run a 40? I didn't.
He did. They had it up.
I don't think he did.
Who's number 13? That was terrible.
Yeah, he's not running the 40.
Number 15, that was actually a nice catch. Threw it behind
Dude, I
him,
like
was able to
Dulcich,
adjust.
man.
Me too. PFF has him rated super low for some
Is that
reason.
Trey?
Oh, PFF got a player ranking wrong? You're talking about
Shocking.
Shocking.
quite the development.
Shocking.
Yeah, their rankings are a little sus.
PFF said that CJ Beathard was the highest graded passer in 2021.
That's right.
You need to do 3 passes.
Hey, I mean, there were 3.
Who we found?
Ooh.
You respect those 3 passes, pal.
You
Respect
respect
this.
that. Respect Beth's arm, Bob.
Hey, man,
I didn't see Likely personally run a 40. He could have run. I didn't see it. Not a great rep by 21. Stumbled out of the break
First
and
time you guy
missed
who
the
actually
catch.
does like him. Tart does love him. I told Tart, he was like, that's awesome. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Who's doing broad jump? Receivers doing broad jump right now?
Yeah.
That's why none of the receivers, one receiver bench.
Because who cares?
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's wild. That, like, none of like it'd be like more.
Oh, they
understandable if,
gave
like, none did, but it's the
21
fact that one
another
was like,
shot.
I got this. He got 14 of them off too.
But this is really cool, man. Oh, they got Dulcich on the screen, I think. Yep.
Wow.
So you really got people over here just having you like give them like play-by-play?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Pretty much.
Brad Graham ASMR from the combine.
Brad. ASMR content from the combine. But no, it's a great vibe here. This is the first year they have fans. Looks like a decent amount, a couple thousand. But it's pretty sick here, man. It's cool to just see all the talent. It's cool to get to know these players a little bit. Get to see the other side, kind of under the helmet. Kind of see how they vibe. I think it's a really important part of the process. They want you to talk into the microphone, Jordan.
About what?
I don't know. I think they can hear you commenting, but they can't. Like, it's not barely.
You don't want to hear it.
He said
That's Patreon content.
That's Patreon.
That's like you got it. That's paid for it.
That's only Jordan's content.
That's like feet pics. You don't just
Yeah,
get those out.
that's like only Shane's.
Exactly.
The commentary off camera
is worth more.
The commentary off camera is legendary.
There's rankings that need to be adjusted that have nothing to do with football.
Yes, we're discussing rankings offline.
What the fuck?
This is another really good drill to kind of identify start stop. Again, get around, break it down, come back. So it's like a little, almost like a button. But, they want to see first step, get around defender, because, one of the things that the 49ers do specifically is they want you to make it look like you're run blocking first. So I'm not really seeing anyone like give a run block fake or anything, which isn't required. But Connor Hayward's up. He's okay out of that break. But chop it down, chop, get out, catch, get upfield. So this is a great drill for change of direction, because especially with tight ends too, bigger bodies for the most part, want to see how they get down in their break, explode out of the break, and then change upfield once they catch. So this is a good drill for tight ends to really get a baseline of their athletic traits and feet specifically. Like, that was a pretty good break from number 15 from Maryland. This is Tegan Quintariano. Cole Turner. Carson Strong's tight end. Wasn't a great rep. Jelani Woods coming up, number 20. Kind of looks like a Strider. They comped McBride to Kittle. Pretty sure Jordan asked about.
Did ask about who he comped them to,
and he said Kittle, right? So Jordan actually asked McBride who he would comp himself to, and he said Kittle. So
I didn't know. Somebody else asked.
Somebody else.
I followed up with, has he talked to Kittle?
Oh,
He said
gotcha.
that he would love to. He hasn't had the chance to, but he looks up to Kittle and thinks Kittle's a great tight end. So
Gotcha.
Greg, if you're out there watching, tight end you.
Tight end you.
Greg.
Todd.
Imagine he's sitting there and he's just like, he just called me Greg.
Oh, he embraces the Greg for sure.
Hey man, I am anti-trade George Kittle. Extend Kittle.
Extend Kittle.
Lifetime contract.
Lifetime Niner.
This is an anti-Richard Christmas.
If not, we riot. But let's see, way off in the distance. I don't have Zoom, but you got other position groups warming up. That's the wide receivers over there, right? Or
there.
Is that running backs over here?
No, it's wide receivers, quarterbacks, and tight ends today.
Wide receiver, quarterbacks, tight ends today. What's good, Jason? Combine's going well. We're vibing. Straight from Indy. It's pretty legit, though.
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. When Aaron Donald got that game-winning sack and he pointed to his ring finger, that shit was bad.
Cool.
That shit was bad.
Let's see. What do we got here? They're going to be running like fade routes.
What the hell are they running?
Is he running full speed? What is that? Looks like he was jogging that one out.
It's
Oh, that was an
Yagi.
example.
It's Yagi.
Hey, they got food here, too.
It was an
Where?
You
example.
got to pay for it, but it's over here by the ESPN set and shit.
They got
You
beer.
can go holler at your girl, Mina.
Like,
All right, so this particular drill looks like they're going to be doing kind of like a fade,
he came out of here.
kind of like an angle route or angled route. Then you get the over the shoulder as well. It's pretty good. Got Allen coming up here, number 2.
And that
Easy
was cool
catch.
That, the kid was like just like 5 lessons feedback, and they won't like ask the dude other questions and shit. But fuck, I was gonna ask the other guy if I could put that tweet out, not like naming him, but say that a former Ohio State teammate of Nick Bosa and Chase Young said.
Oh yeah, that would have been dope.
Hey, that was pretty cool though. That was them chilling right there.
Yep.
I took Haskell in the 5th round of my recent mock.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, he was like a good player. I'm running leak, man. I'm running leak, man.
Jason, they appreciated your yogging comment.
Yes, exactly. It's Yagi
It's
with a
Yagi.
soft J.
It's
not just
yogging with the
with a soft J. These guys. Yo, your chat is lit, bro. They know the vibes.
Listen,
They know
chat,
the
I'm gonna
vibes.
throw something out there. If
You
you
like
like it, you can throw it right back.
You can throw it right back. I want to be on you.
Dude, what is it? We've been coming to the same combine for the last 7 years, and in no way is that depressing.
In no way is that depressing. We are laughing.
We are laughing. Why don't you stop talking, Brick? Yeah, sit the next couple of plays, though. Brandon, when all this gets sorted out, I think you and I should get an apartment together.
I miss your musk.
When all this gets sorted out, I think you and I should get an apartment together.
What?
You're fired,
You're
Ed.
fired.
Bing bong.
Well, I'm gonna fire you.
Bing bong,
You're
you're
fired, Ed.
We got a Jay Tran saying Jordan was on San Francisco radio this morning.
Big time.
He's official, 100%.
I have to give Jordan $10 every time I sit next to him for 20 minutes. He's there in the booth.
Jordan was on the
Mention
morning roast today
Look.
with Shasky and Bonte.
He's got that quarter zip I want to.
He's up there.
Yep. They just showed John Lynch and some scouts in their box up on the screen, taken in the
This guy's
combine.
nice, Jelani Woods. I think he had the most.
He had 12 touchdowns. They showed that
he
on
had
the
highest
screen.
bench today too. Not that it's like matters, but fun fact.
Fun fact. Someone said this is like the Niners YouTube version of Best in Show. We're just quietly commenting on what they're doing. All right,
They're gonna kick us
now.
out. They're dumb.
Yeah, they're for show.
They're just gonna be like, get the fuck out.
Oh, goodness.
Is McBride going in the first round?
I think so.
Sam Howell just walked in the tunnel. Who? McBride in the first?
Is he?
Somebody said that they flashed 49ers free agents on the bottom of the screen,
Uh-huh.
and DJ Reed was on it.
Ooh.
He's not a free agent for the 49ers.
Oh, like he was a part of the
Right.
49ers and he was a free agent?
Yeah.
No, we would like to lock him up. Make
Lock
DJ Reed.
Lock it up. You lock it up.
Lock it up.
Lock it up, DJ Reed.
Lock it up, DJ Reed. Sign. Oh.
I just want DJ Reed around so he can keep owning Leo.
Hey, you know how you know he had him
gosh.
shook? Leo just hit him with a. I mean, sometimes you got things wrong.
All right,
He had
well,
no
you know, thanks for you get cooked.
Hey, the best part, he had that super gremlin on too.
My stomach hurts.
That video was legendary.
I was like, you get cooked by DJ Reed.
DJ Reed to the Niners
And he
confirmed.
doubled down. He goes, if he plays, that's a good thing for the 49ers.
He goes in if they do, then you know that'll be good for the 49ers. My stomach hurts.
Ooh, I kind of like who's throwing the ball. Chase Allen with a nice over-the-shoulder catch.
Drew Lock sneaking back in the golf box.
What would you-
Imagine.
What would you call this route? Post fade?
Was corner?
Post corner?
Route than they started.
Yeah.
It's different. They were running lead before. Yeah, it's corner post. Rich.
Corner post.
It's a blaze out, man.
Rich, we have an emergency. The tight ends are running corner post. At the
They're
combine.
running corner post at the combine.
And they ran league.
They ran league.
Hey, and they started off the drills running league, man. I'm not even kidding you. This is a dire situation.
What the hell is the combine running over there, man?
Copy.
I don't know. I don't really see anyone for myself that's like standing out from the tight end group that's like far and away just looks better. Ooh!
Is
See
that
that?
Connor?
You see that center field catch?
Yeah.
Connor's nice.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Football
nice,
player.
but I don't know if I see him as a tight end. He's too small. Like, because I don't know. I don't see him as a blocking tight end in our system.
So what did they have the fullback really do? They normally go with the running backs? Like pure fullbacks?
Rich, we have an emergency. The tight ends are running corner post at the combine. And they've started off the drills running league, man. I'm not even kidding you. This is a dire situation. Copy.
Jamal said, Brad, Jason, and Jordan all at the combine. All is right in the world.
Jamal, shout out to
Oh
you,
my
bro.
God.
Yeah, man. Shout
But,
out to you, man. Next year, you coming.
If you can't hear him, Jamal, they both said what's up.
And next year, you out here.
Jason said, you're going to be here with us next year. I'm excited to see how many people will get upset with our first pick. Well, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where they pick first. Is it going to be 61? Do they get a higher pick by trading Jimmy Garoppolo? Potentially maybe get a package deal going, get a first out of it. So, but yes. And we know how it goes. You know, the 49ers aren't going to go with the name brand. They're going to, you know, stick to their board and draft who they think is BPA. Again, they took Ayuk. They said Ayuk. They say Ayuk and CD were even on their board, or did they say Ayuk was higher?
No, they said
This-
that.
Because they said they would have taken Ayuk at
Oh, I don't remember.
at 12, but they got him later.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't care. I don't want to talk about CD Lamb.
Who cares, man?
I don't want to talk about CD Lamb.
I don't want to talk about
It
CD.
feels nice to be
It's,
loved by you guys.
it's just it's not even that good, man. I mean, like you can win with CD.
You. My goodness.
This is like peak analysis right now. Like
It is. It's great. I think the dog show analysis is kind of on point. I need binoculars. That's what I need.
Bill.
Yeah, straight up.
Dude, I just keep forgetting Rob's been by himself for the last 2
He's been
hours.
chilling.
He's just like, I hate these clowns.
He's like, I need to get away from these idiots. I can't hear any more Rich or Curb. This poor guy, man. He's just been listening to us do Rich and Curb and Wedding Crashes the entire time.
Oh my goodness. It's beautiful.
You know how many times
Beautiful time.
I've watched guys do combine drills in my life? Plenty of times. You know how many times I've seen it in person in Indianapolis?
Once. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks for sharing that story.
Thanks for sharing that story.
Man,
Here we
quit
go.
That fucking job.
That sounds terrible.
Connor Hayward's coming up. My
What is it?
my gem. He's such a good athlete. I don't know where he's gonna play, but a team has got to find a spot for him. Pete Carroll. See that? That's Pete Carroll by Shoe. Rob. That's Pete Carroll. Rob, that's Pete Carroll. Rob. Pete Carroll. So if you see Rob's wearing the orange vest.
He has no idea.
Rob's wearing the orange vest. Pete Carroll. Oh, is that Kiffin? That's Kiffin. It's Kiffin. That's Lane Kiffin. He's tan as hell.
He is tan.
All right, Rich is gonna lose it.
So we're people. We're now officially people watching. We got Pete Carroll sitting like 2 feet from Rob, and Rob has no clue.
And Lane Kiffin's 2 feet from Pete
Lane
Carroll.
Kiffin is right next to Pete Carroll. So right here in the stands, again, Rob's our marker, wearing the orange vest. So we got Pete Carroll siding in the stands. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss head coach.
Rob's locked in.
Rob's locked in. He's scouting.
I feel like he hasn't said a word.
He's scouting. So yeah, man, vibes. Absolutely like little kids at Disneyland. We're hyped. It's like we're seeing Mickey Mouse for the first time.
Lane Kiffin is so tanned.
And analysis, Lane Kiffin is very tan.
What is he been doing? This man just been sleeping in a tanny bed all day?
He's like, I came straight from Cabo.
Apparently, Christ. That man needs sunblock.
Jason is a seat closer to me. That's probably why he's coming in better than Jordan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I think they're enjoying your guys' commentary. They just can't hear it very well.
Maybe. I'm about to walk up to Pete and ask him how it feels to coach a last place team.
Stop it.
Hey, what's it like to be a basement dweller?
Oh, then he's gonna be like, "What's it like to never beat the Seattle
He's gonna be
Seahawks?"
like, "Didn't we beat you twice this year?"
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "What's it like to never beat the?"
Cheerfully withdrawn.
Cheerfully withdrawn. My goodness, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen.
Whew. We can stay here for a minute. If they have food here, that's the only thing I was worried about was going to get food.
And they do have food here.
Yeah, it's a concession stand.
You gotta go by. You gotta go say what's up to Mina Console first.
Mina,
would you like an OnlyShare shirt?
seriously.
I might try to get some work done right now too.
Here we go with this guy.
We're gonna be here for a minute.
Everything's work with you,
I'm
Jordan.
tired of you.
All I do is grind.
Just live a little bit.
No
Let
sleep.
your hair down.
No sleep.
Jason let his hair down. It's gone. John B.
My curls, man. Why? Why you had to bring up my curls, bro? I'm just starting to get used to the shortcut.
Dang, they're saying Rob looks like a crossing guard with his orange vest on.
It's the marker, though. It works. I
No,
have to say, Rob's a phenomenal dresser. Though.
no one's safe.
Yeah.
No
Everybody's
one's
dog,
safe.
I've been getting cooked. Dog, since I cut my hair off, all of a sudden I'm John B now. I'm getting cooked every which way, bro.
That's hilarious.
I gotta do Grand Show in 20 minutes. I need some water. Wow. Shouting or creating any type of distraction is strictly prohibited during the 40-yard dash. You read that, right, Brad? It's on you.
I'm gonna be the one to break that rule.
Hey, Lynch, Trey Jimmy.
Is Pete chewing gum?
Yes. No,
Good question.
he's not. He's
Good
not.
question.
He's not.
Oh wait,
I can see.
you saw it.
I
Look,
can see.
nope.
Nope. He's not.
First analysis is Pete isn't chewing gum. Ooh.
Who caught that?
Brian Allen. No, Brian. Is that his first name? I don't know, this Iowa State tight end,
Number two.
number 2,
Chase Allen.
Chase Allen, just made so what they're doing right now, you can't really see. They're replicating the back corner of the end zone. So it's where they're going to try to get it to fade out, back shoulders, or try to see how you are able to basically high point the ball and get your feet in bounds. That was a bad pass. But this is essentially corner end zone, go up, get it, get your feet down. I'm excited to see Connor, how he does this, because Connor is only 6 foot tall. So again, these are go up and get it balls. Ooh. He's got hands, man. So far, Connor's stonks to the moon. Isaiah Likely right here. I was wondering who this was. He doesn't have a number on the back of his shirt. Ooh. Trey Mcbride with a really nice catch. Got to see some of the traits from Trey. I'm not going to lie, you get a good sense of the athletic ability here because you get to see them go up. You get to see them have to sometimes square up like that from Cole Turner.
And Calvin Austin III had a 39-inch vertical.
Ooh, wow. Calvin Austin III just had a 39-inch vertical per Jason Aponte.
Draft him 49 to
Draft
stop playing.
Him. But I like this drill for the tight ends specifically. I think it gives you a really good sense of who's really rigid and who can dance a little bit. See, like that was not pretty. Looked like he also rolled his ankle. So we were debating a little bit if McBride is going to go in the first. I don't know what you guys think in the chat. If you guys think McBride is going to go in the first. Again, McBride comped himself to George Kittle. Really felt like he could mimic his game to George in regards to, he said, threat in the run game from a blocking standpoint as well. So, yeah, McBride is looking really nice out here. You got to see some of that ability just now. Looks like tight ends are done with field drills.
Wide receivers next.
Wide receivers next, baby. They probably going to start with 40s, right? So probably get 40-yard dash from the wide receivers. They're doing, what are they doing? Short shuttle? Can't really see what the wide receivers are doing right now.
I think that's it.
McBride over Dulwich? I think so.
Yes.
He looked nice, though.
He's a baller.
I think both players are solid. I think both would be fantastic behind Kittle, because I think one of the things, too, that we have to keep in mind is, Ross just unfortunately took a step back this year. And in year 4, to have a player take a step back, probably not what you wanted in that regard. So I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers invested in another tight end, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th round. I don't know if they would definitely try to reach, not reach, but draft a guy like McBride in the late 1st, maybe 2nd round. But I do think there's an opportunity for the 49ers to add a tight end. I think Warner's is shown he's pretty capable. I think it's crystal clear that if you're not going to block as a tight end, you're not going to get on the field. So it's very important that even though, like, we see these guys as receivers and we like what they can do, from a athletic standpoint, catching the ball, yak, that kind of stuff. If you're not a capable blocker in Kyle's scheme, then not sure there's much of a use for you as a tight end. And I think that's why we saw Ross essentially not go far this season, is because he got essentially benched for Charlie Warner, because Charlie Warner showed and proved he's a much better blocker at this stage. And that's why Charlie Warner got on the field. Didn't necessarily translate to targets for Warner, but again, dude can block. So I don't know. I think McBride for sure over Dulwich. I would say, at least from a perception standpoint, Dulwich is like a tier away from McBride. But Shaquem, is he still on the Seahawks?
I don't know. Good question.
But so yeah, tight ends are done. They're getting ready to transition to wide receivers running 40. You can see right now they're getting warm. I believe they already did their verticals and broad jumps, stuff like that. So right now you got the wide receivers getting warm. This is going to be a one that I think 49er fans are going to be paying extra attention to,
Calvin Austin, baby.
because the 49ers are lacking depth at wide receiver. I know we see Deebo Samuel and we see Brandon Ayuk, and we see those two players and we're just like, oh yeah, our wide receiver core is legit. But when you look at it, Juwan Jennings is a restricted free agent, and then there's no one else under contract. So the 49ers are going to have to figure out what they're going to do from a depth perspective to bring more wide receivers in, whether that's through the draft or free agency. I do see wide receiver being something that's addressed through the draft. I like this from Jamal. He said he's curious to see Khalil Shakur run out of Boise State, and I think he has the most to gain, at least from the wide receivers that I've watched. I haven't watched a ton, but I think Khalil, one of the things that you see on tape with him is that he's extremely good in and out of his breaks. He's a great route runner. He's extremely fluid. His hands are insanely good. His balance in air, I think one of my favorite things from Khalil is his ability to identify the football and attack it at a point where like he can really only get it. And that's what I like about Khalil. But when you look at his tape, you do get a sense that he is lacking a little bit on long speed. So with Khalil, he actually has an opportunity to make some money here if he can put up like a sub 4.6. If he can get into like, if Khalil Shakur runs like a 4.59, I think that actually would be beneficial for him, because honestly, when I look at Khalil's long speed on tape, he does look like a maybe 4.65 guy, maybe 4.7. And there's nothing against 4.7 wide receivers. One of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL ran a 4.71 in Keenan Allen. So 4.7s aren't the end all be all. I believe Jarvis Landry, Browns wide receiver, was on pace for some insane statistics while he was with the Dolphins, then got traded over to the Browns, kind of fell off. But that's, I would say, more likely due to the Browns situation than anything else. So I'm excited to see what Khalil runs. I think that's a good call from Jamal. Exactly. his catch radius is insane. That's why I'm really excited to see what he does, because you also too you see his short area quickness, you see his ability to win on slants. He's really crisp and precise from what I've seen in and out of his breaks. So the long speed is the only thing that I've seen on Khalil that I'm just like, I don't know if it's where, you would put a top tier wide receiver, at least in regards to how you measure speed and things like that. So I think he has a good opportunity to come out, make some money potentially. Could be a situation where he can get some nice boost in his stock, because if he's a baller. He's just a baller. Hendrick says keep your eye on Bo Melton, wide receiver out of Rutgers. Excited to see what he can do. Monty RC says, how many wide receivers do you think the Niners will draft? 1 or 2? It honestly feels kind of like the running back situation last year, where the 49ers took 2 running backs, 1 and 3rd. Obviously, they traded to go get Trey Sermon, but they also came back in the 6th round and drafted Elijah Mitchell. I really think that they could potentially go that same route, because, again, especially if you're going to extend Deebo Samuel to probably one of the richest contracts, if not the richest contract from the wide receiver position, you're going to want to get some cost control, especially in that room, and especially knowing that, okay, if let's say Brandon Ayuk comes out and balls out next year, you could be looking at getting back-to-back massive contracts to the wide receiver position. So I think it would benefit the 49ers to draft 2 guys in this class, maybe, 4th round on, because, again, I feel like you can find wide receivers in the 4th, 5th, 6th that can develop and definitely become a guy later on. But I really, really, really would like to see the 49ers, and I know they've focused a lot on kind of like, we look at Juwan Jennings' archetype. He's a big-bodied player. He's, we see Kyle. He likes the big slot guys. Kyle likes the big slots. Mohamed Sanu fills into that role as well. But there was a time that existed where Richie James, a 5'9" wide receiver, Trent Taylor, 5'8" wide receiver, had a place in Kyle's wide receiver room. It's going to be interesting to see if he goes that route again, because I think what we've seen recently is, when we see the wide receivers, Travis Benjamin's not the biggest wide receiver either. So I think the biggest thing with Kyle, what he's looking for, he wants you to be able to win. He wants you to be able to win off the line of scrimmage, get open, obviously, is going to be a huge emphasis. And then if you can get the yak after that, that's a huge plus. But I see an opportunity where Kyle and the 49ers could target wide receivers 4th, 5th, 6th round, still get tremendous value, still get a tremendous player, potentially return upside as well. And if you can get a guy like that, and I also think this wide receiver class is pretty deep. So that's just going to make some wide receivers fall as well. So, man, I think a guy that I'm definitely watching today is, I want to see what David Bell runs. David Bell's like, I stand David Bell, Purdue wide receiver. He was a guy, actually, Jordan told me about. He told me to go look at Rondell Moore as a guy that he really liked coming out, and I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna go take a look. And watching Rondell, I was like, who's number 3? And watching Bell more and more and more came to be a wide receiver that I freaking really love. Jamal says David Bell reminds him of Allen Robinson. I think that's a fantastic comp. The guy that I like to, and I think that's a really good comp because Allen Robinson was a third-round pick out of Penn State. So again, Allen Robinson wasn't a guy that people coveted as, a top-tier wide receiver. He's a third-round draft pick. I think actually Allen Robinson is a fantastic comp. I like to see. I kind of look at the way Terry McLaurin played coming out of Ohio State because I was a big scary Terry guy. Again, and they had a really solid wide receiver room. They had Paris Campbell coming out, Curtis Samuel, and Terry McLaurin, and all the hype went to Paris and Curtis, where no one talked about scary Terry. And so he was my favorite wide receiver out of those three. And I see Bell as a little bit more higher upside prospect than what Terry McLaurin was. But I get Terry McLaurin vibes when I watch David Bell. So David Bell's just a guy like whoever drafts him, they're gonna get a potential wide receiver one out of value, most likely depending on what he runs. Again, I probably could see David Bell being a high 4.5 guy, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. The Hayward Hive is buzzing. Long Island Girl says Hayward looked really good. He did. I'm telling you, that's one of those guys. Again, he's not going to chart out as a prototypical tight end, fullback, halfback, whatever. He's just a football player. And if you can get if you have a vision for how to use him, going into it, and you believe in just the player, you can find a spot for guys like that. And I would trust Kyle to be able to find a role for Hayward if that's the route they go. And again, you're going to be able to probably get a value on him because he's weird. You look at what a prototypical tight end looks like. He's not that. You look at what a prototypical fullback looks like. He's not that. You look at what a prototypical wide receiver is. He's not a prototypical anything, but he is a fantastic football player, and I would love to see him. Would love to see him come around. Oh yeah, Bell is a contested catch, high point, acrobat in the air. He's gonna get you just with the subtleties in his route running. 100%. Hendrick says we need a small slot to get open quick. Yeah, I would love to see something like that. And it was funny because when the 49ers brought in Wes Welker, we always thought like, oh, Wes Welker, you already had Trent Taylor on the roster. You already had Richie James on the roster. And you're like, oh, I believe. I can't remember if Wes Welker was a 2017 edition or he came on later. But I've always felt like there was a role for a like prototypical short slot, who's just deadly in the short to intermediate parts of the field, can cook you off the line of scrimmage because they're just so naturally shifty and gifted and stuff like that. But they haven't typically utilized a wide receiver out of a position like that. So that I would like to see that, though. Definitely would like to see something like that. Calvin Austin is a guy that kind of fits that role. I haven't studied Calvin, so I don't know what exactly he is. I have a first impression of Calvin Austin. My first impression is kind of like Marquise, like I think Marquise Brown was high end, so I'm gonna say like low end Hollywood Brown. ish. But like I said, I haven't watched enough of him to have a firm thought process on him or really who he should be comped to. We got quarterbacks running. Oh, I thought we were going to have wide receivers up. Looks like we got QBs going. Blazing speed. One thing that's interesting about the combine that I thought they would have is they would put the times up. They don't put the times up, which I mean it makes sense. You can see the line of scouts across the field all doing hand times. But I would have assumed they would have put the electronic on the screen, but they don't. So I don't really know what they're running. I can't see. So I don't get a sense of what their 40s are. And also too, like when I look at wide receiver, I don't necessarily hold the 40 as a holy grail at all. Again, Keenan Allen running like a 4.71 did not deter me from banging my chest and saying Keenan Allen should have been a top 10 prospect. I know Keenan had a little bit of off-field, and I think he might have been injured at that point throughout the process. But I'll say, like, I think there's two ways of kind of going about putting a grade projection onto players, because like with Keenan Allen, I was like, oh, like he's a top 10 talent in my opinion. And I think he's proven, like you go back to that draft class, Keenan Allen damn near is going top 10 if they were to redraft it today. But I also understood the stock in which he was being projected at. So I could say, oh, I think Keenan Allen's a top 10 talent, but I project him as a third-round draft pick. So, like, you know, you heard me about Brian Burns, you know, a couple years ago. I would talk about Brian Burns. I'm like, he's a top 5 talent. I don't know if he's going to be taken in the top 5, but I think Brian Burns is a top 5 talent. And I think, if you were to go back and redraft that, you're likely drafting Brian Burns in the top 5. Just, again, Brian Burns didn't check all the boxes from a measurable standpoint. Like, he had, you know, potential weight limitation and things like that. So it's just something to look at. Again, I don't think 40 is the end-all be-all for wide receivers. You're going to see a lot of people react to it and be shocked potentially by, like, that not happening. You got Shaquem Griffith over here with Pete Carroll saying what's up to everyone. If you can see kind of next to Rob. Rob is our marker. He's in the orange. But you got next to Rob, to Rob's left, you have Shaquem Griffith, linebacker for the Seahawks. He just said what's up to Pete Carroll. You got Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss head coach, just said what's up to him. It's cool seeing these guys interact, though. But right now it's QBs. I'm gonna do this. When it's time to get the wide receivers going, I might come back onto live. So I think I'm gonna hop off now. Just take a break. But when the wide receivers start running potentially field drills, I don't know. I gotta stay. They're doing 40s right now, and Calvin Austin is the first to go. So we talked about Calvin Austin, 5'7" wide receiver out of Memphis. Looked pretty good. Ooh, you even got the crowd getting a little hyped off that. Oh, the crowd. That's the first we got applause from the crowd on a 40. You guys are gonna have to drop in what their times are. What did Calvin just run? He ran a 42? No, he did not. Did he run a 4.32? He ran a 4.32. Did you see Calvin? Did you see Calvin Austin go? He just ran a 4.32. Yeah. He was first one. He's doing his live with Grant. Yeah, Calvin ran a 4.32. Stonks up. The 49ers, if they want to get their hands on Calvin Austin. Oh, here's my boy, David Bell. Let's go. David comes in right, a hair under 6'1". Not the best start out the blocks. Unofficial time was 4.32. Bell just ran. Drop in what Bell just ran. Let's see. Yeah, 4.32. Yeah, let's go. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm rooting for bad David Bell 40. So that's perfect. That's perfect for me. That's perfect for me. 4.64. I think that's what we talked about too. I think I said I see him as like a high 4.59, potentially kind of 4.6 guy. So I mean that's kind of where we projected him at. Kind of assumed he would be like a 4.6 guy. But again, people are going to freak out over 40s. 4.6 for a guy like David Bell. I can live with that all day. I could live with that all day. So I'm excited. If the 49ers if they could somehow get their hands on David Bell and your top 3 wide receivers or top 4 wide receivers are Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, and David Bell, that would be ridiculous. Because think about it, you got Ayuk. Ayuk can stretch the field. Of course, Debo can stretch the field, but you can keep the threat All right, we're back. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break on the 40s, and I'll potentially come back on the the gauntlet and the field drills and stuff like that. All right, I'll be back. I will be back. Appreciate you guys tapping in with me. I know it's not the greatest angle, not really much to see going on, but I appreciate vibing with you guys and chatting with you guys. So like I said, I'm going to come back in a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back to see these guys do some field drills. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be back soon.